Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. Now today we're checking out the new video from one of our local favourite bands, Before the Sirens. This is their new video for the song Lights Out. It's off the EP that we reviewed earlier back in 2023, which we had also reviewed the video Low, which came off of that particular EP. Lights Out is a great track, one I know we all thoroughly enjoyed off of the EP. So yeah, looking forward to this video. Having spoken to Alan, vocalist and guitarist from the band. This is a self-produced video, so this is something they've done. I don't know if he said that to me in advance to make sure that I wasn't overly as a videographer point of view. Having done their previous last two videos, I'm going to be a little bit more, why didn't you ask my opinion, Alan? But yeah, let's go check out the Lights Out video by Before the Sirens. Let's do it.
There's a
Okay, there we go. Before the Sirens and Lights Out. Andy, I'm going to throw it to you first for this one.
In the week, I did see the teaser on the band's sort of Facebook page, and I think the sort of accompanying comment was something like, "Get your eyes peeled, something new coming down the track." Now, the image was, I think, sort of the ones that were towards the end of the video, the sort of the nuclear attack kind of thing, and I thought. And I posted or replied, coming down the track more like the end of the road, because it looked like, obviously, just a play on words, a bit of a jokey comment.
Yeah.
But when I saw the teaser and the images, I thought, well, this is going to be for a brand new track. I'm really excited. Obviously, it's for one off the EP, and this is one of my favourites off the EP, to be honest. But I can't see the connection between the imagery and the lyrics of the song. But I mean, they're fantastic images. I really like the way the shots sort of morph into each other. I mean, there was a coffin that sort of transformed into a gravestone, then into a house, and then into a derelict shacks kind of thing. That was very clever, and that was the theme of the video throughout. And obviously, it moved on towards the end. Sort of modern warfare with the inevitable mushroom cloud finishing it off, which is an image that's always sort of captivated me and sort of given me kind of a sense of foreboding. I'm kind of fascinated by the whole threat of nuclear war, but as I said, I can't really see the connection to the lyrics, which seem to me quite heartfelt, relationship struggles, that kind of thing. But it's a great song. I've seen it many times live. It's one that Alan kicks off on his own with that opening sort of guitar riff, which I think is really captivating. I love the sort of, can you call it what's the phrase? What did Tom G. Warrior do?
The Tom G. Warrior death grunt.
Yeah, death grunt. I did think of the right. There's one of those at the end of the chorus, which I always sort of look out for, listen out for. And there's a sort of, the familiar before the sirens break down towards the end. It's a great song and a great video, but I don't think they sort of quite work together, if that makes sense. The poignancy of the images in the video would convey sort of a more sort of darker, depressing subject matter, although relationship struggles are quite dark. But yeah, love the band, great song, great video. I'm not quite sure they work together.
Okay. How about yourself, Kirk?
It's an intensely personal song, the lyrics, which I have to say are very easy to discern when you're listening to Alan's vocals. He's such a talent for doing that. That's why with this band, I always say they're an alternative rock band, really playing for a heavy metal audience. And there's a real crunch to that song, isn't there? And the stride. And the star performer in this is actually the drummer, Alex Budge, where you've got that tempo pickup for the bridge, and then you have the half timing for the chorus, which actually is something you do come across in metalcore, because this is a band before the Sirens that do often get cited as a metalcore band, and I understand that, but to me, they're just a really heavy rock band like Therapy, and they've got some metallic elements which they do really well, including the Tom G. Warrior death grunt. That actually reminds me of Rob Flynn, and during the review I said of this, so this is track number 3 on last year's, was it called Desolate Season Darkened Skies EP, and this is a standout for me. It reminds me of Machine Head in the Burning Red era, even some of the vocal inflections as well. Now I have got to address it like Andy, and I'm sure Dave you will want to do this as well. The video has no connection to the lyrical content whatsoever. I cannot see the link there, but does there need to be a link? That's going to be something that Dave you'll want to answer. The video itself, I thought they did a good job. If this is self-produced, I don't know what software they've used or which library of images and how they've managed to put this together, but that's quite impressive, I have to say. This type of video, the best one is that Pearl Jam song, Evolution, which is a manga video. Do you remember that, Dave, on MTV? Yeah. To me, that's always going to be the standard. That's a phenomenal video when you look at that. But yeah, I'm struggling to make the link because to me, this song's about struggling with depression, and also we know that this EP does address alcoholism. I just don't see how that video relates to it, but I did enjoy the video. At first it started off, I was thinking, okay, is this some kind of comment on the military industrial complex, political demagoguery? and then you've got people grieving, and you've got the mushroom cloud at the end, and you've got rioters on the streets. You couldn't really put it together. It was a bit incongruent, but it was fascinating, and you wanted to see it towards the end to try and understand it. But great song. Don't quite understand the video, but I'm impressed with whatever software they've used and how they've generated those images.
Okay. So I'll wrap it up. So Lights Out off the EP was probably my least favorite, but I still like it, if that makes sense. There are some songs on the album of the EP that I was absolutely I fell in love with. This was one that was just, for me, it was a good song, but I never really got any connection with it when I listened to it. But I also know from Alan's point of view, he's very personal in his lyrics. Everything has a very, which is weird. You listen to you've got the band name before the Sirens, you think Air Raid Sirens, you think that sort of thing, but they write lyrics that are not necessarily political. Then we get the video today. The song's called Lights Out. The band's called Before the Sirens, and if you turned the music off and didn't have the lyrics, you would go, well, that it makes sense. The song's about lights out, end of the world. It takes you from a political leader, i.e. very Trumpian at the beginning, and then takes you through to the end of the world. And that makes complete sense with that song title, band name, and video. It all makes sense until you get to the personal lyrics of Alan. And you go, this doesn't feel... Now, I think you could say that Please Stay With Me could be the fact that in the end of the world, you want that person to stay with you, but there are other lyrics in there that don't correlate to that. It feels more of as we said, we all believe it's a very personal journey, and Alan's very, very good at writing that. As far as the video itself, it's a really, really good AI generated video. And unfortunately, you can't just go create me a video that starts off there and ends with World War. It doesn't happen. You have to put a lot of work into the AI generation and tell it what you want it to do. And I'm intrigued to find out from Alan exactly how he did this one, because you didn't get a lot of these weird random artifacts. Everything blended really well. So my guess is that at certain points you saw genuine photographic images. And what they've done is they have generated multiple snapshots of that in various guises. So they've just punched in a title saying an encampment, use that as my frame, as my base, and then change it to an encampment. Now change it to lots of homeless. Now change it, and then what they've done is they've layered those images and morphed them into each other. That would be my guess, how they've done that, which is a huge amount of work to do, but you've got a lot of different images that you can work through. The end images look completely AI generated. So when we got to the atomic bomb ones, the images changed. They became very much more cartoony, like the mushroom clouds. I didn't see any real kind of stock images used, whereas with the guards and stuff like that and the homeless person, and you always saw a stock image that was used. And I think that's how they blended them and morphed them. They've done a great job of putting the video together. Does the video on itself works if you don't look at the lyrics? If you break the lyrics into it, then you start to hit that problem that we've all had, which is great video, but I don't get how it correlates to the lyrics in the song. And that's our biggest challenge. Would I have done something differently? You know me, of course. It would be grainy and we'd be running around a woods somewhere or in a building. there'd be a story element, but I think it's really interesting to do. I do like AI. I think AI can give you some really interesting things that you can't shoot. I mean, there's no way he was going to be able to generate an end of the world one. And maybe he's thinking, because obviously with the presidential elections going on, with the wars we've got going on, it felt more prevalent to have a video like that at the moment. Very topical, but just got to be careful with the lyrics. If you deep dive into it, that it needs to be relatable. And maybe we'll have to ask Alan about how it does relate lyrically. Maybe there's a story we haven't kind of worked out there. Don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed our video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.